I am going to read to you the notes I took. So we begin with Tizkar makes it home after exploring the tower, the clock tower. Nobody is home at first, but Danica comes home. And then someone walked her home, question mark? And then she asks him to help with dinner. Yeah, that was amazing. uh, Salith and Dane report to Mother, and Mother scolds Dane for being a poo-poo head. That's what I have written down. A poo-poo head. Hale finds Julius, and they talk. Hale makes Julius feel better, but Julius warns Hale against the stone that they found. And then they go to see Mother together. Salith meets a mysterious woman in the bath. Salith chats it up with her and then detects her thoughts. According to this woman's thoughts, this woman finds Salith quite attractive. Dane goes home, and Danica scolds him as she heals him because Dane was like really beat up from the clock tower. Hale and Mother speak. Julius is terrified of Mother and had to warn Hale that she wants the stone. He begs Hale not to tell Mother he knows about it or to tell her where it is. Tizkar explains how the All Soul works to Hale and asks Hale for mentorship. Dane goes upstairs and is catching a whiff of lavender and vanilla, smells often associated with having just gone to a bathhouse. As he goes upstairs to his room. That's where we left off.
Salith, what are you doing in your...
Before I say what happens, Dane, would there be any kind of... Oh yeah, the last thing we saw Salith was that she hoisted Meg over her shoulder and smacked her booty a bunch of times and took her upstairs for some naked wrestling.
Consensual naked wrestling.
Oh, very consensual.
Yeah, very consensual.
They're just delighting in it.
Enthusiastically, even.
Very enthusiastic. They went to Dane's room.
Just make her run and say that.
Like, scissor.
Like, what the fuck?
No. Okay. What does Sarah and Dane have any kind of like inside like little things, you know, not inside joke, but like an inside, like a piece of jewelry, a location, a saying, a thing? Like, do you guys have a thing, a simple thing that
I think it's very much like as above so below type of like insider jokes and vibes. Seraphine's definitely the angel and Dane's definitely a devil. And so they play like that's the inside joke that they play off of, is like opposites attract. Heaven and hell mixed. I think they would have like trinkets that signify like heaven and hell combined, or et cetera, because I believe even though heaven is cut off, like it would still exist.
Yeah, at least there's lots of books and texts and old buildings that have carvings of angels on it. So yeah, it's definitely not like you don't know about it. It's maybe more in the realms of fantasy to an average Zealotarian, like it's legends and myths. And her name is Seraphine, and she does lean into that motif. Okay, so you're in your room. You catch a smell and a draft. The wind blows.
Sarah.
You hear a gentle creak of the opened window.
I she's not like in the room, right?
You have
Not
your
that I
back.
can see
You
anymore.
have your back turned. I think
I
that
have my back turned.
I think you were like
Yes, that's
too
right. Okay,
nervous.
thank you. Yeah, I closed the door behind me. I turn around.
You turn around to an empty room, but an open door. And lying very neatly on your made bed is a small, simple ivory angel pendant, kind of neatly placed there for you.
I look out the window to see if I notice anything.
As you rush out the window, make a perception check. Dean says your beard is coming in back quite nicely.
Yes. 11.
As you like grab the windowsill and throw your head out, there is still a faint scent of vanilla and lavender, and you see a small crow's feather kind of stuck in the hinge, the kind of feather you would find on someone's cloak. She isn't here anymore, but you know that she was.
Well, Sarah, at least you're smart enough not to show your face. Dane will take the pendant. Will hold it, put it in his pocket. Close his window. Make sure it's secured and latched. And then just collapse onto his bed and fall asleep.
Your little stitches are like, ugh.
Yeah.
All right, you can go ahead and take your long rest. Tizkar, after you had your talk with Hale, what do you think you are doing?
He would have gone back and kind of finished up dinner with Danica, and after dinner's all like said and done, he would have retired to his room. And as he's basically sitting in his room waiting for Rowan to kind of get back, he's just kind of closing his eyes and he's just trying to listen.
What are you listening for?
He's gonna try to see if he can listen to the All-Soul and see if he can kind of tap into that sense. I know you said I had a unique mechanic.
If you are trying to reach through to them, you can try and concentrate, though it will cause a lot of physical damage to you in the attempt.
He doesn't know that, so I think he'll try. He will kind of sit at the foot of the bed, and he'll have his staff just kind of like resting in front of him, like both of his hands kind of centered on it, almost using it like as a catalyst.
Okay.
And he will just kind of...
Have you had a long rest since? No, you haven't. You have not rested since this has all happened.
Correct.
Okay. You sit and you start to try to listen. Compared to the jungles of Mastika, this place is very loud. It is a city that doesn't really have a rising and setting sun. It is always night, but lively night. You can hear people, you can hear loud music, you can hear banging. It's like as loud as if you were in an old apartment building in the middle of downtown New York City. That kind of banging too, Gabriel.
I hear Meg and Saleth up in Dane's room.
Oh, are they practicing a duet?
Performances are noisy. So is this town.
Go ahead and I want you to make a Constitution check. It's like you're trying to concentrate.
A save or check?
I'll let you make a save.
14.
So you start to try and concentrate through the noise. And as you start to find threads of what sounded like what the all cell sounded like, it's hitting a frequency like a high pitch ring. And as you concentrate more, that ring gets louder and louder, and it starts to drown out the city, and louder before it completely flushes out your ears. You find yourself having to snap your hands over your ears, and you are going to take 2 psychic damage.
Ow. Ow.
Ow. Ow. As that happens, the door immediately opens, and Rowan is standing in the doorway, holding his lute. His posture is a little hunched, but he's there.
His card doesn't notice, and he's just kind of like his gaze is to the ground as he has one hand still very much kind of like centered on the staff, as the other hand is kind of like clenched to his ear. And as that happens, I'm assuming that's considered a fail?
Yeah.
That I rolled?
Yeah.
As that happens, like one single like tear of blood kind of rolls down his left eye, down his cheek.
Do you have the lights on in this room, or did you let it kind of like just the light from outside, the window kind of pouring in?
I think the lights are on. I wouldn't have turned them off.
Okay. Rowan has opened the door, and he's kind of like, he has a very waltzy way of walking, like floaty. He floats in with his lute, and he kind of like hasn't like taken you in yet. He just kind of like, oh, darling, I'm finally home. Oh, I can't wait to tell you all about this new customer I have. And as he like puts his lute down, and he like immediately goes over to the dresser where he like leans in, and he's kind of like takes like the wash basin, and he's like dabbing his face, and he just starts like talking about things that happened in the place that he works that are kind of foreign to you and don't make too much sense. And he just keeps talking. He hasn't stopped to notice.
Is there a limit on how many times I can try this new like
for now
mechanic?
I'd say once a day.
Okay.
Otherwise we're going to just be here all day while you just keep throwing dice and taking damage to get lore information.
Okay. He doesn't respond at first, and he just kind of like lets Rowan just like yap kind of in the corner. And when eventually he starts to kind of like recollect himself, he closes his eyes, and he kind of like moves the hand and kind of like wipes some of the blood off.
So as you're doing that, make a quick perception check. I want to see something real fast. Perception. Oh, okay, very good.
24.
So you are listening. As he's talking to you, he's gonna then like say he like is looking at you through the mirror. He hasn't noticed the blood yet, because again, you're just kind of the way he hasn't gotten close enough. And so he'll like ask you like, so what do you think? And because you rolled 24, you know that he was asking you if he should wear the new what's a male blouse? Duvet?
Duvet.
A duvet. We're just gonna call it
a doublet.
Doublet. He was asking you which of his 2 doublets he should wear tomorrow for work.
Very quickly, duvets are bed
Oh.
blanket covers.
Okay. Yeah. He was. You know what? He said that to try to trick you, to see if you were actually listening.
Yeah, as he's kind of like wiping the blood away, he kind of takes a moment, kind of steadies himself, and he says, "I am not entirely certain. You were the more fashionable one between us, and you have an eye for that sort of thing.
Tiskarlov. He kind of turns around and wheels around and finally looks at you for the first time. Why do you sound so... Gods! And he rushes over and he, like, grabs you by the chin and pulls your whole face to him, and he starts, like, looking you over.
As he reaches for me, he kind of, like, he kind of quickly, like, takes the staff and, like, almost, like, kind of puts it between them, and he says, "Do not touch me." And he kind of, like, almost kind of, like, pushes him back. And he just kind of, like, holds him there.
He's gonna back, he'll back off with his hands, like, up and his face, like, horrified that you just shoved him off you.
I am sorry, I do not know if it is safe.
What are you talking about? What happened to you? Why is that blood?
It has been a long day.
What? Has Danica seen to you? What?
No, I do not need Danica's help. I doubt she could assist me in a manner such as this.
You're bleeding out of your eyes. What?
It is not the first time.
What do you mean? I've never seen you bleed out of your eyes.
It did not begin until today.
May I sit?
He kind of, he just, like, nods as he kind of, like, dunk, 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 and he, like, kind of, like, scoots over.
He, like, Rowan will slowly sit down, and he puts his hands on his little thighs, kind of like this, and just kind of, like, looks at you. And he's, like, drumming his hands on his thighs because he, like, wants to touch you, but you did just shove him away, so he's now just kind of, like, antsy. And do you want to talk about it, darling?
I do not believe talking will do much.
Well,
much is showing. And, can I roll a check to see if I can control my magic?
Yeah, you can.
And
do,
if I fail, I lose?
No, you can do your magic. You have magic now.
Yes, but I want to. I basically want to make a check to see if, like, I lose control of it.
What do you think would happen if you lost control?
I just, like, I don't know, like firebolt a chair or something.
Do you have is firebolt your spell?
No, it's a different spell, but
you wouldn't be able to, like, if your spell lost control, it would either just, like, fizzle out.
This is just like a role play moment.
Yeah. Right? I just want to make I want to establish, like, what your magic actually is. It's not wild magic.
Yeah. But I have a handful of things that I have an idea for. I mean, like, I have control flames. Maybe if I lose control of that, like...
Okay, I know what will happen. So yeah, sure. Make a what is your spell casting ability?
Charisma.
Okay, then just make a flat charisma check. Okay. Demonstrate your magic.
As he kind of slowly takes, like, his hand off of the staff, and he kind of turns it, like, palm over, and he says very quietly, "Do not touch." And as he says that, the kind of, like, bluish glow starts to trickle across his fingertips and goes up his hand. And as it does so, the lights in the room begin to, like, change color slowly, kind of, like, sloppily, almost like a novice mage. Imagine, like, a wizard who's trying to learn how to control magic, and it's not, like, instantaneous. It's kind of, like, sloppy. Mm-hmm. So, like, the lights kind of, like, flicker on and off and, like, kind of, like, change colors rapidly.
Okay.
Until eventually they match the same colors, like that ethereal blue. But as he does that, his hand starts to, like, curl in, and the cracks start to form again as the blood starts to seep. So he loses control from the pain, the fire just kind of, like, snaps back to the same like, normal, like, orange color as he grabs the staff again.
Rowan will watch this in horror. You notice at first he, like, turns his head and sees the flames change, but then he notices the blood coming from your hands. Tiskar, don't ever do that again.
wish I would not have to.
You don't. You don't have to.
I cannot always control it, Ilandak. In this moment, I could.
At what cost? Look at your hands. Look at the blood everywhere. What do you mean control it? Don't ever do that again. I'm serious.
I cannot control it. And he kind of takes his staff and like slams it down as he kind of like snaps his head to look at Rowan.
You just said you could control it.
That was the first time I did.
Then why would you even play with such a thing? Leave magic to the magicians, love. What are you doing? There's no need for this. This is ridiculous.
He kind of like breaks eye contact and looks at the ground.
What is going on? What happened? Were you blasted by something arcane? Did you touch I told you not to touch a magical artifact unless you knew what it was. Let me look at it first.
I did not touch anything.
What happened?
He kind of takes a moment as he kind of like looks up. As he's kind of like just kind of like looking at everywhere except Rowan. He's just kind of like almost like scanning the room as if he doesn't like want to look at him. Do you remember the conversation we had?
Which one?
Ago about the shamans.
Yes. Well, what part of it?
They were extinct, at least. What do you remember them to be like?
Well, yes, you said that the demon lord hijacked or was corrupting or was, well, of course, like, look at where we are. Nothing is as it was.
That is no longer the case.
Oh,
The shamans are no longer extinct.
are you saying you?
He kind of nods.
He just looks you up and down, and he again looks at the blood seeping through your scales. This is... If it's going to kill you, then you can't. You can't.
I must try.
Will you at least let me help you? Maybe we could find a way so that it doesn't hurt you. Magic shouldn't hurt. It's not supposed to. Unless you have an accident and you flame bolt yourself in the eyebrows, which I would not recommend. They take a long time to grow back, and don't ask me why I know that.
That is what the small one said.
The small one? Oh, your friend.
Hale. He agreed to assist.
Assist? He's going to teach you magic.
As best as he can. He is unfamiliar with our ways. Which I do not blame him. Because at this point I too am unfamiliar with our ways. He starts trying to like stand up, but he kind of like stands very slowly. It's kind of obvious that he's struggling at this point.
Rowan's going to hurry and try to like get underneath your arm and help you stand up.
Everything is so different.
You need to rest, love. You look like you've been through the hells and back. Get your strength back up.
I am fine.
You are obviously not fine, love. It's late.
There's like awkward silences, like the blood's just kind of like dripping on the ground. Thunk, 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 thunk.
Until you figure this part out, I forbid you to cast another spell. And that's that. And he's going to, before you even have a chance to answer, he's going to lead you over. He's going to grab his basin and he's going to start dabbing you and just scolding you.
You know it is not safe to touch me.
I don't give a rat's ass what you have to say about touching you. We are wiping this off of you. And he just, at this point, isn't paying attention to your warnings or your grumbles. He has made up his mind. And he will put you to bed if you allow him to.
will begrudgingly go to bed. But as he goes to bed, he doesn't let go of the staff. He kind of like he kind of does that thing where he kind of just like sits up kind of like in the bed as he's like holding the staff in his right hand. And he's sitting there, and he will remove the other hand from the staff, and he'll just kind of like wait, almost like expectantly, like waiting to see if something will happen. And when something doesn't happen, he'll slowly move his hand over to Rowan and just kind of like take his hand.
Rowan will give your hand a really like comforting squeeze, lift it up and give it like a kind of cutesy little peck, and he will play music for you.
Antak, I
Yes.
have been meaning to suggest. I want you to be comfortable. I do not think the other people in this city would care if you shift.
Are you sure?
They do not care about me.
I'll think about it. It's been a long time. It kind of makes me feel like I'm naked.
You are beautiful when you shift, you know?
Of course, I know, darling. And you're beautiful when you're naked.
I do not know if I would use the word beautiful to describe that, but...
Well, it's not
You
really up
insist.
to you, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so. And then he's like strumming little notes, and he'll lean back and he'll just start humming, singing like one of your favorite melodies that he has.
Iskar will just kind of like lean back and just enjoy the moment.
Okay, go ahead and take your long rest. Hale, where did we leave you?
I had just left Dane's house after
That's right.
interrupting Scar in his long-winded explanation of something.
Yeah, you're like, whew, for such a quiet guy, he's got a lot to say. Where do you go?
Back to Mother's Love.
As you head back to Mother's Love, are you going to immediately start resting, or are you going to, I have a scene I want to do, but I want to wait till Ellie is here. Ellie's going to be here very soon. Is there anything you would like to do before you take your long rest? I'll tell you if it's something I want to wait for. If it's something I want to wait for, and then we could take a 5-minute break and refill our wine glasses. But I want to touch on Hale.
So Hale's had the conversation with Mother about joining work. I guess he would want to have a discussion of like what exactly his work will entail now that he has agreed to work for her.
Okay. I guess then as you walk in, Zazel will wave you down. He is at the bar serving some drinks. And
Also serving.
And serving. Oh, I'm turning him on. I want to turn my VTube model on.
I'm sorry, you're turning who on?
I'm turning all y'all on in a second. This is one of my favorite models. He's so handsome. Where is he? There he is. Boop. Okay. Yeah. Zazel is serving, and he'll see you, and he'll go, Hale, have a moment?
Well, I mean, I did just promise Mother I would be back, but yes, I haven't exactly gone back up afterwards.
I had a talk with Mother, and she told me to tell you that I am your new manager.
Oh, you're my new manager.
That's right. I need a bar back.
You know that I'm not good with strength. I can't lift things.
These drinks on this tray weigh half as much as that gown you are wearing.
Fine.
He's gonna push a big tray full of drinks. You'll be tipped, and you will have a salary. And you will have a reference should you decide to rent a room.
I suppose since I'm going to be awake more often than not, then I do need a room. I assume I have to share?
Yes, you'll probably have a roommate. I know a couple of the girls are looking for one. I'll see who's available and who's willing to bunk up.
Fine.
Smile.
All right.
Wait, they can't really see you smile, can they? Be friendly. Be charming. Flirt a little.
I'm always friendly and always charming.
See, that's what I'm saying. Good job. Wonderful job. All right, now. Those over there are from the upper city. They require higher quality wine. Don't even ask. Just come to me. I know what they want already. Them over there always get the cheap shit, so just get to them when you get to them. And then he's gonna then go in and start like talking you through everything. And you you start your job.
I start work, guys. Yeah.
The shift is fairly short because you did come in a little bit late. You are given a bit of a schedule that you're like, maybe I'll follow this. Before, do you want to go and check out your new quarters? Do you know who you want to bunk with?
I don't know. Surprise me.
Okay, let me look at the list. Roll a d6.
Hi, Ellie.
Ellie.
Hello.
I got a 5.
Hello.
Oh. Your roommate is Tatea, the tabaxi.
Oh no. Okay.
You walk into the room, there is purple and pink fur everywhere.
Of course I have to be the one that's covered in fur all the time. Okay.
Tatea is not there right now because she is working. But yeah, so you go into a cute little, it's a apartment. It's like a studio apartment or like a dorm. So there's like 2 beds, though there is like a screen so you can have some privacy, but like shared common space. It's pretty tight. It's a lot smaller than Dane and Danica's house.
Okay. Hale would, once he's like seen the room, he's gonna proceed to like shove her stuff all to one side, and then kind of start cleaning his side. He's very respectful about it, but he's like, all of this is on your side of the room now.
Yeah,
That's her
definitely...
bed. Yeah. Okay.
All right, hold on. I'm fixing the frames right now. As soon as I fix the frames, I did want to take a quick 5-minute break to pee and pour another glass of wine, and then we can bring Ellie into all of this.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Ellie. All right. I think everyone is in almost. Poof, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Hi. Sorry you're feeling sick. Poof is an Ellie fan. He. Okay, so Hale, you're now bunking up with Tatea, the very spicy, saucy tabaxi courtesan, whose picture is the lower middle row for those of you who want to see it in the. I don't know if I posted it in the character.
You did.
Oh, I did.
It's in there.
Okay. Yeah. Tatea. Okay. Well, let's just take a 5-minute break. Ellie, you can get comfy and settled, and I'm gonna get another glass of wine because it's one of those kind of sessions. BRB.
You're not getting the like crazy snowstorms, are you, Ellie?
No, we
Okay,
haven't had
good.
snow yet.
Okay.
We had crazy windstorm and like I don't know, it was called like a bomb cyclone or something crazy.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. It was really cold and windy.
Not the fun one, but although I guess snow is not really fun once it happens every single year. We got some water.
All right. Hi, chat. How are you doing, Ellie?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. Having drinks, so, feel good. You look cozy. Are you feeling okay?
I had my boosters yesterday, so I'm feeling kind of run down. But
that's understandable.
Imagine being so short you need a booster seat. That's crazy.
fuck off.
Saleth and Meg may have thought it was hot to do in Dane's room. Oh yeah, that's what they were like listening for sounds, and someone jokingly said they heard Meg and Saleth up in Dane's room. That did not happen, guys.
Yeah, that's the fan fiction, not canon.
Let me see, because we have a fun thing for Saleth to do. Make sure you take your long rest, because it's going to be the next day. And Saleth...
Yeah, canonically, Dane came home to, there was no Seraphine in the room.
Hey, there was...
Okay.
She left, there was an angel pendant, an ivory angel pendant left on his bed, and the door was open, and there was like a little crow feather. And the smells of lavender and vanilla, which were kind of like fragrances used in the bathhouse.
Yeah.
So there is a presence, but she's being slippery. Also, she hasn't seen Dane in like 3 months, and the last time they saw each other was, it's complicated. Saleth, you wake up in the arms of Meg. Because you are granted the VIP, you were allowed to sleep overnight. And she is passed out because that girl worked.
Nice. Was I told? I can't remember. I think I was told by... Let me look at my notes here. What's the name of the Fangbreakers person whose dog's name is Handsome?
Bree.
I think she told me to meet her for training. Okay, so give Meg a little smooch on her forehead and tuck her in, and then slip out of bed.
Yeah, she's gonna. So you slip out. There's like a little beauty area that has all kinds of like clean yourself up products that are like for you, to take your time to get dressed, get cleaned up. And yeah, she's, you can tell Meg's actually really tired. She's been working really, really hard, especially the last week with this influx of characters, or customers. So she doesn't really even notice you leaving. She's just trying to get those extra hours in before she has to go back to work. Plus, it's like 8 a.m. Ugh.
Yeah, Saleth will get herself ready. She's gonna have a little training montage where she starts wrapping her hands and stuff. And
Near.
yeah, exactly.
Near.
Like shadow punching in the mirror, shadow boxes.
It's so cute. This is gonna be her Vi era.
Yeah.
So you start leaving the mother's love. I need to turn Azazel off. He is not part of this scene. But Azazel, does Azazel sleep ever? He's sleeping. It's some other bartender now. He's not available 24/7. I guess you probably wouldn't even be around Mother's Love this early in the morning. So it's a completely different staff that you're not used to. You're like, oh, it's the morning crowd. You leave Mother's Love, you cross Iron Street, head up where the pillar is. You have to pass a gate. It's open this time of day, but there is a giant lumbering minotaur, Midas, who is a Fangbreaker, who's sitting there kind of just like eyeing who comes back and forth. He'll kind of put his eyes on you, but he doesn't say anything. You're welcome to enter. And you come up. It's kind of like a slant. You gotta like walk up. It's like San Francisco style hills, and you enter the pillar. It's quite busy. You make your way down the stairs to the depths where the pit is, and the crowd changes from Rosewood citizens to Fangbreaker fighters, and there you will see at the bottom floor in the pit, Bree is standing watch as a dire hyena and a dire wolf are just going at each other in the pit, and she's shouting commands, she's giving feedback. It's like really intense. You kind of watch as this fight goes down. Bree will like turn, she'll see you and she'll give you a little nod and then turn back and she'll kind of like bark the command to like finish it. The hyena dives at the wolf, knocks the wolf, and the dire wolf mid-fall transforms into a Yanagu elf that gets knocked against the back post. And the dire hyena stands there kind of proudly and then transforms into a human Yanagu tiefling. These were both shapeshifters. And Bree gives them kind of some feedback. She calls one lazy, the other needs to get back and do more like runs. Gives them a little pat and then hops down to approach you. Hello, bright and early.
That was impressive. Are those your fighters?
There's some of them. We've got several shapeshifters, but we also have casters and brawlers and all kinds. Now, you're a mage, right?
Sorceress, yes.
So you're a mage. I have requested one of our magic brawlers to work with you. In fact, I need to pull her name up. Why don't I have this up right now? As she says that, a little figure waddles up right next to her. She's got bright yellow skin, orange mohawk, the hyena spots on her head, but she's very short with big bat ears. She's got a little boob window. She's like kind of curvy. This is a goblin.
Is this my goblin WoW character?
This is Sakina, also known as the Arcane Fury.
Sayla's just like, almost like imperceivably sort of like lowers her chin.
Sakina looks up at you. She puts her little hands on her hips. She like puts her buffs out. She's got like one of those like big round faces with a big wicked smile, like a tiny little button nose and big old eyes with like hyena eyes. She's like, this is the one you want me to show the ropes, Bree. She's kind of skinny. Could you be so helpful, Sakina? Sakina, this is Sayla. Sayla, Sakina. Sakina is one of our best mage trainers. She's going to show you how not to die and embarrass us. I will be... Yeah, no worries. Look, I'll be observant. Observant, that's the wrong... observing? She will be observing. Sorry, there's too many accents in this game. Yeah, Sakina is going to pull you up into the ring. So here's the deal. You're not going to be put up against a fair fight right away. Meaning, no one's going to be holding back their punches. And most of the fighters here are close range. I'm guessing, judging by your physique, you prefer range.
That is an accurate assessment.
Well, that's not going to work for you. She points to the ring. This is how much space you get. In fact, actually, I can move you onto the ring. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull you onto the arena. Okay, the pillar, activate. Here you are. It's not supposed to look this intense. Let's turn up the... no, it's fine. This is the ring. This is how big it is. Anybody is going to be up in your business the second the fight starts. If you try to sling spells when someone is right up in your face, you're going to have a disadvantage, right? You're threatened. You can't just hold up your hands and cast a spell. They're going to slap your spell right out of your hands. what you need to focus on is either close range touch spells or spells that don't matter whether or not you're close. Spells that are going to do damage no matter what. So, what kind of spells are you working with, sis?
I can do this. She conjures her flaming firebolt of shadow.
As you start to like conjure your flaming firebolt of shadow, she literally slaps your hand. Wrong.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle a fuck?
Wrong. So I feel like this is like this
She
is
kinda
my
like- yeah, go ahead.
this is my in character way of explaining that you're gonna have disadvantage if you cast because it's a ranged attack
Yeah.
roll. But yeah, she's
Well,
like, wrong.
I can also do this, and she's gonna cast Ray of Frost on the ground, and then push her.
Wait, is that also a ranged attack roll? This Ray of Frost.
How can I tell? So when it says range and it says the maximum range,
If you have to
Like-
roll a d20, so saving throws don't matter if you're in range or not in range, right? If they're forced to make a saving throw,
so anything with an attack roll.
is going to have disadvantage if it is a ranged. So there's melee spell attacks and ranged spell
Yeah.
attacks. So yeah, she's kind of forcing you right now to
Oh, I
look
was-
at your.
So ranged touch. Okay, I see.
If it's touch, you
Mhm.
won't have disadvantage.
Wait.
Actually, I'm gonna peek at Ray of Frost so I can just clarify that, make sure that I'm telling you the correct information.
It's
Ray of
range.
Frost
Yeah.
is
It is for yeah. That would be a range. So again, she slaps her hand. Wrong again.
Okay. She is going to cast Charm Person.
Okay. She has to make a saving throw. Let's see. Does Charm Person? Oh, it does so with advantage if you. Wait, it does so with advantage if you or your allies are fighting it. So as you start to cast Charm Person, she's gonna like put her finger and go. Charm Person is a very powerful spell in the right situations, but if you are already fighting your enemy, they are already having a disposition against you, and they are going to have advantage on that saving throw. Do you have Witch Bolt?
Yes.
Now, tell me, what happens when you cast Witch Bolt?
I was under the impression that I could not cast ranged spells.
What happens if you miss with Witch Bolt? You guarantee do damage on the next turn. It's a connection.
On a hit? Mm-hmm.
So-
Does it guarantee damage on the next hit?
I remember when we were talking about this last time when we were dealing with your Witch Bolt, the new version of Witch Bolt, which I think we're going to use
Yeah.
for this. Even if you miss on the first turn, the next turn you can still use your action to cause damage.
Beam of crackling energy. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Make a ranged attack. On a hit, the target takes lightning damage.
Look
On
at
each
this.
Of your subs-
Yep, keep going.
on each of your subsequent turns, you can take a bonus action to deal lightning damage to the target. Oh, automatically. Okay.
Even if the first attack missed.
Miss.
If you make this
She like
connection.
grins wickedly.
Yeah, and the Sakina's smile matches yours, and she starts nodding. Yeah, now you're getting it. So even if you get this off, even if you fuck it up the first time, because they're gonna fuck you up, they're gonna punch you right in the face. You now have a channel to punish them, and you can still use your shitty firebolt in between if you really want to, and take them out as fast as you can. I'm gonna guess you can't shield. Mage
Okay.
armor.
Negative.
All right. That's where we're going to start today. I'm going to teach you how to cast shield. But you're going to be here all day.
I am curious about this spell. This is my melee attack. And the reason I was trying to charm person is because they automatically fail the save if they're
Got
charmed.
it.
But what is the saving throw that the enemy would have to make?
Let me look at your spell DC is 15.
Mm-hmm.
So you could try that. Let me see. I feel like let me just I'm just gonna cast this so I can click on the shit in the page so I can see what it means. The charmed creature can't attack the target or target the charmer with harmful abilities, and the charmer has advantage on ability checks to interact socially. I think if it becomes charmed, if you attack it, does the charm end? Is that how that works?
I think probably.
Okay. This probably would then not be me talking above
But,
table.
like,
this is Sakina giving you
yeah.
advice.
But draining kiss, even if the person is not charmed, like how would that? Is it just a straight attack roll that I make?
Yeah, that would be an attack roll. You make a melee spell attack, and then you wouldn't have disadvantage because it would be melee, and it would take 1d4 damage. So a strategy could be you could connect a witch bolt and then just, I don't know, start kissing.
Smooch.
Yeah, you're like the kissing witch. That's your new. You gotta pick a
death.
You gotta pick a fighter's name. Yeah. So she basically takes this time to go over what kind of spells are advantageous, which are not too wise to use. You could take a risk, but it will be a risk. And she is basically going to spend the day working with you. She will. She herself is pretty magical. In fact, her thing is she does a lot of like close range attacks that are empowered by elemental damage. She'll explain to you that the magic user gladiators often learn spells like mage armor and shield so that they can be defensive because they are expected to fight in close combat. This training, when you do get to do your first fight, you will get one use of shield during that fight. As kind of a little teaser. Excellent. So as she's training you, you see Bree will kind of like be watching. She's also running drills with other she mostly deals with like the fighters that can transform into beasts or have beast companions. So she's doing her drills, but she looks up at you and she kind of gives you approving nods as you practice. And at the end of your little training session, Sakina is going to gleefully inform you that your first fight is scheduled for tonight.
In how long?
You got about 6 hours. Don't worry. If you lose, you will still get paid. Not as much as if you win. If you're looking for a place in the tournament, you're going to have to win. Or you're going to have to keep fighting until you do. We've got about 2 weeks before the actual tournament starts. All the fights between now and then are preliminary. They're not going to let you in if you're losing.
Are there dressing rooms or some sort of barracks that I can rest in before the fight?
You don't have a room? You can sleep in the barracks if you want. I can arrange for that. No problem. I just thought a pretty thing like you would have like a nice, pretty place to sleep. Lay that delicate little head of yours on a feather pillow and some silk sheets and a
don't
bidet.
Want any distractions right now.
All right, I'll set you up a temporary bunk in the barracks. There are some group showers if you're okay with that. I will make sure you get your fight settled. I'll be in your ring. If you have any questions, I'll be in the other room, training the others.
How much do I owe you for all the training?
Nothing. Bree's taking care of it.
How much do I owe her for what is your rate?
She like puts a hand on your shoulder. You're gonna win us a lot of money if you win. You work for us, so we are technically gonna be paying you. Welcome to the Fangbreakers, kid.
Kind of gives like a weary smile, like, fuck.
And I'd say your goodbyes to that beautiful nose of yours.
I thought Danica was very skilled medic.
She
and
is
healer.
very skilled medic. She is not a plastic surgeon, unfortunately.
I suppose there are always illusion spells.
She smiles and taps her nose, which is like twisted upside down, and her cornflower ear. Okay. It is the next day. Dane, do you go to your little collection warehouse church place?
Yes. Dane is up bright and early. He visited the pits at 5 a.m., waited 5 minutes for Salith to join him, and then just goes, typical. And then does his own workout for like 2.5 hours, then heads over to the church and starts to collect.
Did you walk Danica to her job? Or did you leave without her? While she was still sleeping?
I left while she was still asleep.
Okay. When you're done with your 2.5 hour workout and you're walking back up the pit, you do have to pass her place of work. If
I just peek in and I like say hi.
you'll see her, she'll be like sitting and she's like putting little band-aids on like a gladiator who's all hunched over and like looking bashful, and she's like, you're supposed to warm up before you do that or you're gonna get some worse grace and bruises. Hi, Dane.
Hi, sis.
Off to work?
Mm.
Do you know when you're gonna be home?
I never know.
All right, well, don't worry about me. I'll make my way home, and I'll get dinner too.
Okay. Dane like looks at the gladiator on the table and just like
Gladiator on the table is just staring at Danica like she is the most beautiful angel he's ever seen.
mm-hmm. Dane like makes eye contact with him and just and then walks away.
Okay. You go, you
he goes to the collector. He actually is gonna look for his criminal contact here.
Okay.
And see if he can't glean any information off of them.
Okay, explain.
So I have a background feat called Criminal Contact.
Okay, you need to tell me who your criminal contact is.
I don't know. Okay, hold on. No, I do know. I think it would be somebody who used to be in the Whispers, and is communicating through like notes and letters. So I don't think we know exactly. I don't want to reveal who that person would be if we don't have to.
Oh my
but
goodness. Hold on. This is okay. We need to work through this right now because this implies a lot of
shit. We'll work through it. So basically, what I was thinking is like there's a note in the tithing tray, and then he leaves a note in the tithing tray, and then that's how they like communicate, but they're communicating in a code.
Okay, now what information are you getting from this person?
I would I I think he's just sending me a letter checking in, and then I'm sending him a letter back asking him, one, where this second amulet is, and two, if he's seen an angel recently.
Second amulet. What is the second? Hold on. I'm
A
confused.
gleaming stone.
Oh, you're gonna bring that up?
I'm not gonna say specifically what it is. I'm just like describing what it looks like and seeing if there was like a rumor spread.
I need to write this down.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a criminal contact, so I have to now make something.
I apologize for springing that on us.
Right. Well, especially because the Whisperers don't exist anymore. So I need to hold on. Who was a former Whisperer? Dane doesn't know their identity, but communicates through secret notes. You said you were checking to see if they sent you anything. I don't know what they would be giving you information of right now, so let's just say you're
No.
sending
It's them asking, like, basically saying, "Hey, I'm still here." Like.
Okay, so ask information about the gloaming stone.
Yeah.
And if any quote unquote angels have been seen. Okay, I am going to next session we'll figure out what that means.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he does, and he is planning on watching the fights later tonight.
Okay. Now, while you are working, you are going to get a visitor. A devilishly handsome devil wearing the finest tailored suit, black with gold spun pinstripes, and perfectly gelled hair around his black horns. You recognize instantly this is a fog broker, the faction whom basically when you send someone to Fogtown, it is through them. You take the condemned to their building in Zelatar, where they read their condemnation letter and send them away. They're collectively known as the Fog Brokers.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who also run the when people open credit with the city, it's through them.
As I see him come in, I don't even like look up from what I'm just like in like writing in books and like ledgers and stuff.
It is odd that he would be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I without even looking up, I just say, it's not every day a creditor comes to pay collections.
I am not here to pay. I'm here as a professional courtesy. Call me John. And he has this big devilish grin and he puts out his red hand with black fingernails to shake your hand.
Are there people in church right now? Is church in session?
Currently I think people have dropped their stuff off and left.
Okay. Dane looks at his hand and like goes to shake it and then stops and he goes, "To what do I owe the honor?"
Dane, Hexblood, you have done such wonderful work for the broker. We are truly your biggest fan. We wanted to let you know that in light of the Fangbreaker tournament, there would be a lot of individuals opening up lines of credit with us. So we will be present. And should we need to collect, we wanted to make sure you were open and available for the job.
seeing as now I am collecting for the Fang Breakers.
I promise you
would
it would not be
imagine-
a conflict of interest.
Yes, I also would imagine I would be collecting at the pits regardless.
Exactly. You'll already be there. It's just instead of collecting money, you'll be collecting flesh. As we have always worked together so well in the past.
As long as you pay me.
We always do. Don't hurt me with such frivolous accusations. I wanted to let you know
Wasn't
that
an
this
act.
time you will have a collection partner who will be there on our behalf. They will be in touch.
I don't work with partners.
There will be a lot of people there. It's not something one person could do by themselves. You'll work with this partner.
I suppose my choice in this is limited.
It's a professional courtesy. I'm sure you understand.
I understand plenty.
Wonderful. And advance. And he reaches into his coat and pulls out like a little money bag and puts it on your lectern. It's going to get quite interesting here in your quaint, cozy corner of Zelatar. Rosewood, it's called. That's so charming. If you have loved ones, I'd recommend keeping them safe. Demons are coming to play. And you know, as far as I know, demons are chaos.
So I do.
He gives you a deep
I know.
bow.
Yeah. As he's leaving, I go, I know a warning when I see one. I also know a threat.
Then you should know I have no intentions on threatening you. You are our favorite agent.
Well, you can leave my trophy on my desk.
How about a plaque? Your name, sealed in gold. If you ever want to retire and get a desk job, the fog brokers are always hiring. Ta. And he's gonna like flip around. He has like coattails popping up and he just strides out, his like forked tail kind of like swinging behind him as he leaves.
I think Dane looks down at this moment and doesn't realize, but he's gripping his desk with his knuckles are like pure white from like how much he's exerting his grip. And then as he releases, he realizes that like part of the wood has bent and cracked under his grip, and that he was he very, very much intensely holding on to this table, and just goes under his breath, never make a deal with the devil.
Even though he's already left, somewhere down the street, a very handsome devil cackles with laughter.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you are now aware that the devils of the fog brokers, which are they're a faction in their own right, will be in attendance. And anybody who might have skeletons in their closet are definitely in danger. They are like the
Everyone looks at Hale.
yeah, anyone who might have debt or is susceptible to debt. Yeah, they usually don't come out this aggressively, at least in this part of town, so this is just kind of like
Yeah. I think Dane definitely recognizes this as like a sign of doom almost. Like if you see like if you see like vultures in the distance, you know that like something bad has happened in that location. Like I feel like seeing a fog broker where they're not supposed to be is like a bad omen to Dane as well. Like wherever the fog brokers are, like there's either chaos has happened or chaos will follow.
Misery is definitely on the menu.
So Dane is like, cold sweat drips down Dane's face after this encounter. He finishes up his collections for the day. Doesn't seem like anybody is on the run currently, but he will go back to the house to finish up what he needs to, and then head over to the fighting pits.
Okay. Let us move to a Tizkar. When you wake up this morning, you wake up to the melodic heavenly humming of Rowan, who is currently applying cosmetics and fixing the curls in his hair. He has not shifted, you notice. But he is like putting on the one of the doublets that he had mentioned the night before. You see, he picked the second option. But he'll make eye contact with you as you wake up through the window or the mirror, and you'll see his face light up. Love, and he'll spin around. Please come with me to Mother's Love and just spend some time with me. I haven't seen you all day. It's okay. You can. This time of night isn't so busy. You can just, I'll play all of your favorites.
Tizkar just kind of groans as he takes the pillow that Rowan was sitting in. He goes, 5 more minutes, and he puts the pillow over his head.
So lazy. And he's like filling in his water line.
As he's filling in the water line, Tizkar is kind of like peeking from underneath the pillow, and it's like stealing glances.
He knows you're doing that, so he like, I don't know, he like poses as he does it. He's like,
it is hard to find something you do not look good in.
You're just biased, but I want you to watch me perform. You've never really had the opportunity to see me in my natural environment.
I will join you, but first I must find Hale.
Well, he works at Mother's Love, right?
Does he? I see him around, but...
Tizkar, he basically lives there. I see him every day. I'm probably a closer friend to him than you are, to be honest. And he like fixes his eyebrows as he says that.
What do you know about him then?
I know that he is wildly fashionable. It's actually impressive. I've never seen his face though. He is very charming. I know that many of the other courtesans giggle when he passes by, especially Azazel. Azazel is always looking at him. It's so fascinating.
There are... what is the saying? Many skeletons in his closet.
Well, there's many skeletons in my closet. That doesn't make me a bad person. He's drinking, by the way.
More than
he's got a fresh...
More than he lets on. He finally gets out of bed at this point.
It's rude to poke around people's private business. If someone has a secret, you let them keep their secret. You know that that's important to me.
It is difficult to respect someone's secret when it is laid bare.
Well, what's that supposed to mean?
It was a long day yesterday, as I mentioned.
Well, you shouldn't talk behind our friends' backs. Unless it's to me, then I guess you can't tell me everything you know, but...
What is Rowan drinking exactly? Is it wine?
Yeah, he's drinking what Scarlett's drinking, because Scarlett's drinking, and she wants to use her drink as a prop.
He kind of like snakes up behind him and just kind of like grabs the... basically grabs the back of his hand where the wine glass is, and he tries a sip.
It's light. It's almost sweet, but not too sweet, and it has a light citrusy. It's very refreshing. This is a Pinot Grigio. It's very refreshing.
He goes, Reminds me of you. Fruity.
Darling, what a compliment. Anyways, let me finish my hair. And he starts scrunching his hair to make the curls just like perfectly, like, remember, okay, so the audience, to refresh what Rowan looks like, he is a deep purple skinned tiefling with dark round, in a normal world, he would look like a normal tiefling with like curved horns coming out of his forehead. He has black curly hair. In Zelatar, while he is like a tiefling, most of the other tieflings don't really look like this. So ironically, he does kind of stand out and looks somewhat exotic. Yeah,
Exotic, yeah. Exotic.
Yes, exotic. He's beautiful. I'm beautiful, darling. They love me. They love my horns. They love my tail. Yeah, he's gonna link arms with you, and he's gonna bring you to the Mother's Love. Salith, do you think that before your fight you would go to Mother's Love, or do you think you're gonna stay in the barracks? Because I will describe the barracks to you if that's where you want to hang out.
So, if Scarlet, the GM, is trying to get the whole party together, Salith would absolutely go to the Mother's Love before.
It's not needed, but I would want you to have the freedom to hop in a scene if you heard an opportunity. Because I'm going to get you all to the pit.
Okay.
Free.
Then I feel like there was a reason that Salith decided not to go to the Mother's Love, because she's trying to get like her game face on, and she's trying to like clear her mind for this upcoming fight.
Okay. Then you can go up to the showers, get out clean. You notice I actually have, let's see, it's on the infirmary level. Oh, I got disconnected and reconnected. Okay, let me go back to the joystick and try to get back in here. The showers are like 8 shower heads to a single. It's like a military barracks.
Yeah.
There's no privacy here. Why is this? Gosh dang it. You know what? I will fix it I will fix it later.
Yeah, she'll have a shower.
Yeah, you'll have a shower. You're gonna be, as my husband, who is a former Marine, says, it's nut to butt in there. And you know what? I never showed you guys this. I made a little roster of gladiators, so you get to see who you're nut to butt with. Let me just take a screenshot.
Are they nut to butt? Yeah.
Salith, you notice right away that these gladiators, these fighters, are pretty close. There's a lot of brotherly sisterly camaraderie. They don't have any kind of embarrassment around like being exposed around each other. They're rough and tumble. It's very different than anything it's different. It's foreign to you. All right. These are whips, so please forgive the messiness. I'm going to post it for you guys, and I'm also going to post it for the chat so that they can enjoy our character. Okay. These are just a few. There's probably like 30 or 60 gladiators that belong to the Famebreakers, but here are some of the ones.
Cool. Oh, is that the mage who trained me?
Yes.
She's cute.
She is a sassy little bean. She's one of their winners, which is why she was qualified to train you. So yeah, I just put that in the character art. These are just little sketches. They're going to be cleaner eventually. Most of them are Yanagu tieflings, but there are a couple of Gratz tieflings in here, you noticed. So yeah, they're just like really close. It's really stinky. There's loud, there's burps, there's laughs, there's punches. No one is like really, like they're not obviously not taking you in their little circle. No one's really singling you out or picking on you, but it does seem like there is a close, tight-knit brotherhood here. They all seem to really I don't know. It's a vibe. It's a vibe you probably have never been around before, or at least, it is very foreign.
Yeah, she's pretty content, I think, to kind of keep to herself. I think she realizes that like she is the outsider in this situation, so she's not about to. Yeah, I think in other situations where she maybe feels more comfortable, she might be kind of a bitch. But she's not. So she's just gonna kind of have a shower and
You
keep
get
her head down.
you get not shoulder checked, but you get bumped into quite a bit. There is not very much like respect for personal space. And then when you do go downstairs, you have like a little paper with your bunk written down on it. You go into the barracks. It is literally just a big long room with cots, like double and most of them are empty because the gladiators are out practicing, or I don't know, hanging out at the brothel or hanging out at pit stop. But a couple of them you'll see like one just hanging in his cot, like reading a little book or just like taking a nap. And you find your cot, and it is on the bottom floor, and there's a little trunk where you are allowed to put your own stuff in. And yeah, that's your place. Why can I cannot log into Foundry right now. So it's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
And would you like, I think Dane at this point would enter if it's like closer to the fight.
You would have a feeling that this is where Zaelith would be because you did sign her up.
Yeah. I just like, you just hear from sorry, this is so dumb. You hear from the door entrance. So I guess they finally let you in here, huh? And then you turn to look at the door entrance and there's nobody there. And then you hear, guess my plan worked, from the shadows in the corner, and then there's Dane sitting there.
Your plan?
If Bree saw your name on the list and saw mine next to it, I'm pretty sure she was going to trade you.
Oh, actually, that reminds me that I have a message for you from Bree. Hold on, it's right here. She's gonna go into her trunk at the end of her bed. As she reaches in. Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna flip you off.
Did Bree ever tell you why I was in the fighting pits to begin with?
Don't shoot the messenger. But no, she did not.
But I suppose she told you how I left.
Also, no. She seemed to think you were a liability.
Well, Bree doesn't even know how to spell liability.
She spells it liability.
That gets a laugh, like a chuckle. It's the first time maybe that you've heard Salith laugh, actually.
This is probably the first time you've heard Dane tell a joke.
Yeah.
Dane goes, when I was young and needed the money, I joined the fighting pits. I was good, but I was also angry. I ended up taking one of my fights too far. Gaius saw it, that I was taking advantage of a fair fight. I was no longer allowed in the pits.
Did you kill them?
Yes.
I didn't think the Fangbreakers would shy away from that.
Wasn't the death that was the problem.
Then I don't see the problem.
This man was trying to find his way up in the ranks. You can do that by fighting people above you, but you can also do it if they challenge you personally. He said something about Danica that nobody should ever say. I took the bait. But when it came time for the fight, I made sure he didn't give up. Even after the bell was rung.
I will only say this once. You are a good brother.
I was wrong. But I will do anything for Danica.
When you came into the room, you saw that Salith was playing solitaire just by herself. So she's gonna pick up. She's gonna pick up. It's not funny.
It's funny because that's something I would do if I was just by myself in a place I wouldn't know.
But she's gonna gather up the cards. Shall I deal you in?
Can't play solitaire with two people.
I am aware.
I'm aware. You could play war.
Dane like puts the cards, like takes the cards away from you and just goes, for tonight, don't focus on the cards. Forget what anybody else has taught you. Just go out there, kick some ass.
I'm just gonna like nod.
As you do that,
As if you don't, I'll kick yours. And then he walks out.
Before you say that.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Look, it's fine. As you say kick some ass, a couple cots down, someone who you were pretty sure was taking a nap raises both their thumbs up and says, "Yeah, kick some ass!" And then Dane leaves.
Okay.
Dane leaves to like go into he wouldn't go into the crowd, but he would like be in the under like section of the pits, like right above, like right underneath the ring where like everybody like hangs out.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit busier. You see managers of other teams that are like away teams. You see just like it's starting to get packed because they're getting ready for their first fights of the night.
Yeah. Dane is just like in the corner with his hands crossed, just observing everything. Anytime somebody even like glances his way, he just has a death glare on his eyes, and then they immediately like avert their eyes.
Yeah. Okay, Hale, you're doing your job. Mother's Love is packed tonight. Tizkar and Rowan have recently arrived. Rowan is playing his music. Tizkar, where do you sit while this is happening?
He'll sit like at the bar, but like basically the closest to the stage he can get.
Okay, you're sitting at the bar, at the end of the bar. It's quite a ways, but you know, Azazel is there handing you.
He's
drinks.
making Azazel walk.
Azazel won't walk. He'll send Hale. Hale, the lizard who wants another. I don't know what this is. What does
It's just ale. It's literally
ale.
just like the cheapest ale.
Wait.
The strongest, like rankest ale.
I made a whole fucking menu for you fucking guys.
Oh my god! Hold up.
Yeah, look at the menu.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me browse the menu.
If it is the cheapest ale, Hale would just be like, I'll just fucking throw it at him.
Dungeon Master. Hi. Oh, how's it going?
No.
Thank you. Yeah. Do you see the menus?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could pick something. Hale, you have been sent. You have not worked this hard in your life.
Yeah.
As you are bussing back and forth, Tizkar is getting his drinks. You see a sleeved hand like do the you know, the I need somebody.
Hale is on his way.
It is in one of the more expensive sections. Like you have to pay to sit in this at this table. It's got like couches. It's like so this area that you're being called to is actually like sunken in just slightly. So there's like a couple steps down. Couches are lining it. There's like a table in the middle where there's like expensive bottles. And there's people lounging in there. There's a couple of courtesans. But the one who raised their hands, they are wearing the finest of raiment outfit. They're wearing an expensive outfit. It's lots of robes, lots of like really nice textiles. And they turn their head to you. The face of the most regal tiger takes you in. And they reach out, and if you approach, they'll like brush your arm to like ask for drinks. I need another bottle of, and he'll touch your arm and stop and look at your arm and then smile and then look up at you. Aren't you special?
Hale will immediately react to that and move his hand away. I'm sorry, but you haven't paid to touch. I'm only here for drinks.
Forgive me. If you need more payment, I would simply want your company.
Unfortunately, that's not my shift today.
Fair.
What can I get you for drinks?
4 more bottles of your top wines. Please. What can I call you?
He seems to like a little bit uncomfortable at first, and then he will offer his name. I am Halus. I will be back with your drinks, but do remember.
Your secret
Look,
is safe with me, Halas.
I don't know what you're talking about.
As
Just
you say
look,
that,
don't touch.
he starts turning, and then he like gives like a little chin tickle to some of the courtesans that are sitting with her. Sitting with him, you notice this tiger is way overpaying for the drinks for the girls and the boys. This particular party is lavish, and I would think you notice he is very frequently glancing over towards the stage, like admiringly, but not at the girl dancing, at the bard performing.
Respectfully, right?
Very respectfully, just the utmost admiration. In fact, he'll before Hale goes, he'll like stop Hale. He'll touch the tray instead of you, and he'll place several platinum pieces on it. Send this to the bard if you can, my dear. He is so lovely.
Of course, I will make sure he gets it.
He'll give you a deep out. This tiger is like he is the biggest being in this entire place.
Hale will mirror it with like a slight curtsy because he has a drink in the tray in his hands because he can't really bow. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna make his way back to Azazel and pass by T's car. Your partner, I believe. You two are partners, right?
He is my mate, yes.
You really need to pick a better drink. Your partner has caught the interest of one of the more lavish patrons.
So this entire time, Tizkar has been just kind of like leaning on the bar, just kind of like looking down. like drinking. But when he says that, when Hale says that, he kind of like stops. Boom. Slowly turns. Who?
I will not tell you because you will cause trouble. That is exactly the slow turn that I was looking not for.
But if there is trouble, you will tell.
Of course. I have to watch out for all the girls.
Rowan is not a girl.
He's one of the girls, just like I'm one of the girls now.
I'm sorry, I did not know. Also, I do not understand what is wrong with my drink. It is good. He just, like, downs the entire thing. It is strong.
Azazel from way across the way just goes...
It was the cheapest thing at... Never mind. And then Hale will... Hale will actually give the platinum to Tiskar because he's, like, doing his best to stay on shift, but he knows that Tiskar will give it to Rowan, so... This is Rowan's tip from the customer. Make sure he gets it.
It is 3 platinum, which is exorbitant. Like you, Tiskar,
Yes.
you've been seeing the kinds of tips he usually gets, usually coppers and silvers. Once in a while, it's a gold.
Can I perception just across the room to see if this particular tiger catches my eye?
Roll perception. There are a lot of interesting characters in here.
So as Tiskar, like, sees the platinum pieces, he just kind of, like, turns and looks over Hale at the crowd.
That's... okay. I will say you see the nice table. Like, it's pretty clear. You put 2 and 2 together. 3 platinum. Expensive table over there who is getting the most attention from the workers. And it's a pretty big entourage, but in the center of it all is a lavishly dressed anthropomorphic tiger sitting up there, rings on all his fingers, jewelry. You're pretty sure he's wearing a grill. Just smiling and gazing right at Rowan. This tiger is bigger than you.
Oh, I don't care. You don't care.
It's you're used to being Tiskar is used to being one of the larger creatures in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You just notice that this is a large being.
Tiskar, if you misbehave, if you even make a motion towards that table, I will get the bouncer to throw you out immediately.
I only expect you to do the same for him.
Of course. All customers are the same.
And with that, he kind of, like, takes the platinum, and then, like, makes a motion towards Hale with the ale and says, "And one more."
Fine. All right.
Wait, who was our bouncer? He was the halfling. What was his name?
That depends. You decided that there was a halfling bouncer named Demetrius.
It was Demetrius.
Okay.
Yo, my boy Demetrius.
I just forgot his name. Halfling bouncer. Demetrius. Yeah. Cool.
Hale just proceeds with his job now.
You do your
As
job.
far as
he will-
watching that tiger from now on. Not, like, dead, not, like, staring, but, like, he's keeping an eye on him.
Hale will, after running back to Zaz for the drinks, and then hesitate before he goes back to the bridge table to pass it off.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yes,
I'm listening, I promise.
that's okay.
The tiger's giggly, too, now.
This tiger, everyone loves this tiger. You, like, the courtesans are tripping over each other to get into this tiger's table. Go ahead.
Zaz, do you think Mother will be here after my shift?
Oh, when does your shift end? Couple hours, right?
I don't know. I don't have to eat, sleep, or breathe, so
She's
it
taking
ends
advantage.
whenever.
You know what? If you do you need a break, I can cover for you. It's fine. I will take over.
Do you know that table?
Oh. Fancy pants over there. Yeah, I need you to make sure that they're taking care of really good. You're new here, aren't you? Generally speaking. That is the Magni Ajani of the Dreaming Waters. And he waits to see if your face, like, if that means anything to you.
There's no recognition.
Okay. In Zelatar, there is a hierarchy. And at the very top of this hierarchy are what is known as the Pleasure Palaces. That individual is a palace master. He has a seat at the table of the Dark Prince, and he is wealthier than you could even imagine.
Someone not to offend, then. I understand.
Please do not offend them. It is a great honor that they are at our establishment, and it seems like he is quite charming. He has been paying our girls 10 times the customary tips. I know he is here to watch some fights down at the pit, but as long as he is here, he is to be treated as royalty because, to be frank, he is greater than royalty.
Am I required to
wait on him?
Well, it's not part of my job as the Barkback team.
Oh, I see. No. If you do not want to entertain him, you are not obligated to. Mother would not expect that of you. Would you make a lot of money if you did? And he invited you? Yeah. If he invites me, I would go. But no, you are not forced to. Absolutely not. And I don't think the esteemed Magni would ask that of you. He seems to prefer his courtesans willing.
He asked for my company just at the table. He seemed to have picked up that I am
bony.
Not. Yes! You're so wonderful, Zaz. I'm so glad that your sense of humor is still intact.
Gee, thanks. Now, look, if you want to make extra money and make those tips, sit with him, humor him, listen to his stories, laugh at his jokes. But you don't have to. You're not forced to. Just know that every courtesan in this establishment would kill each other for the opportunity.
I will keep that in mind. I do wish to speak with Mother, so if you would not mind if I took my break right now.
I will cover your shift. But please hurry, this place is getting so busy.
Hale will scurry. He seems really uncomfortable after, like, coming back from the table and is just, like, generally... It doesn't work because he's all bones, but he's, like, not comfortable in his skin at the moment.
He's not comfortable in his bones.
Yeah. I feel it in my bones. Yeah.
Gabriel is like, all 9 courtesans. Those were just the ones I drew. There's like 70.
Yeah.
This is a fully packed establishment. Sorry. Okay. You make your way up to Mother's office. Go ahead. What do you do?
He knocks just to inform her instead of barging in like Dane would.
Yes, yes, come in.
Mother, do you have a moment, and would you do me a favor?
Hale, come in. Close the door. How's your first day working? Are they tipping you okay?
They're tipping me wonderfully.
That is good.
One of them found that I am a skeleton.
Well, I hate to break it to you, darling, but we are expecting a lot of company who have eyes that are better than your average mortal. So that's probably going to be commonplace.
Yes, but he seemed interested in the fact that I was a skeleton.
This is an establishment that caters to all of the wildest fantasies. That's why we have a Medusa on staff, a Siren on staff, a Harpy on staff. What do you expect? People who have crazy kinks come here.
I understand that, but I do not like being a skeleton, so I would like to not acknowledge it as much as possible. Do you have someone on staff or possibly able to cast polymorph just so I can be whole?
Polymorph, you want to pretend to not be a skeleton. Are you serious, my child?
Just for now.
Alright, this is complicated. Polymorph is a concentration spell, correct? You want somebody to cast polymorph on you and then concentrate on keeping you polymorph for how long?
At least until the end of the tournament. I don't know how long that's for.
That's like 2 weeks, darling. You can't afford that. That's like thousands of gold. You don't get paid that much. I know. I write your checks.
I know we don't. Something. Anything.
She starts to think, and then suddenly it seems like something like clicks in her mind. Anything, you say? You would do anything to polymorph into a not skeleton for a week or two?
Yes, just...
Well, I can think of one little tiny insignificant thing that you could do for me, and then I could pull some strings and do that for you, if you're okay with that.
It's my only choice.
Absolutely, it is your only choice.
If you want me to kneel down and beg, I will do it.
You don't... Oh, don't make me laugh. You don't have to kneel down and beg. It's just a simple little favor. You see, with the tournament... Tournament? Excuse me. There have been many new merchants coming in through the area, up and down Iron Street into Rosewood, and one such merchant happens to have in their inventory a little perfume that I would just be so delighted to have in my possession. This perfume is rumored to be concocted from a single drop of sweat from the Dark Lord himself. You can let your imagination tell you which part of the Dark Lord that drop of sweat comes from. But it is said whoever applies this perfume will be irresistible. I should very much like to have it. Do you think you could get it for me?
No.
It's not for me. I run a business, okay?
What? Where?
It would be one of the merchants who has come to visit. Their stall has been set up in some of the camping grounds around the Mother's Love. I can send you the details. Let me just... And she pulls out her little pen. Let me just write down the details for you, and you can figure it out yourself. You might have to employ sticky fingers to obtain it, because they are unwilling to sell.
I will do my best to help with the 5-finger discount, yes.
Absolutely. And she starts writing up her details. If you do this for me, if you get that perfume bottle here on my desk, I will arrange for you to have a polymorph spell cast and sustained until the end of the tournament. Is that a deal?
Yes.
She flips her paper around, and you realize it was a contract she was writing up as well, and she passes it to you and hands you the pen.
Hale will sign his name, and then hesitate, and then sign his full name.
Do you want to share, or do you want to keep that a secret for now?
It's a secret for now.
Okay. She looks at it, and her eyes kind of like fire up with the excitement. Demons cannot resist a deal. So you just like tickled her brain and gave her the dopamine shot that she was looking for this evening. And she pulls it back. Excellent. Yes, this will do nicely. You can ask Zazel for a glass of the house special as a good faith payment. Thank you so much. And yes, it's good to have you on board.
I suppose I should thank you after.
Whenever you like.
And Hale. Okay. Hale will lower his head and bow and then come back out.
Okay. Now here's what's going on. The crowd from Mother's Love is starting to leave because the first fights are starting. I'm going to say that all of you are aware that Saleth is part of this. So, would you make the decision to go and check this out? You are free to.
Hale would go very briefly to like see Saleth before her fight, and then
I think Meg would go to the fight and she would ask Hale, like, will you come with me? My favorite girlie is gonna go fight.
I'd love to go. I will come with you just to see her before the fight, but I have to run some errands for Mother.
Fine, all right. And she'll link arms with you. You notice that she has made a significant amount of tips. Her little purse is brimming. She was spending some time over with the tiger. Tiscard, would you go?
Is the sleazeball tiger still in Mother's Love, or is he left for the ring?
He's going to the fight. Sleazeball tiger.
Sleazeball?
The sleazeball.
Hi, Falcon.
Listen, that word's not in Tiscard's vocabulary, but if it was, he would call him a sleazeball.
What? He's just a customer. He's a very generous customer. Everybody in here loves him.
Before Tiscar leaves, he's gonna kind of like walk up to Rowan and just kind of like slide the 3 platinum inside of the
Rowan is gonna
inside
be
of
like
his tip jar.
He'll like make a bad note and then quickly correct. Tisca, what the fuck? What? Do you know how much gold that is?
Yes, I know.
Where did you get
I will
that?
be back.
Why are you giving that to me? What has happened? Tell me.
We will talk later.
You're leaving.
For now, yes. Be careful. And with that, boom, he's gone.
Who sent me the He's gonna look and see this tiger leaning back with like all these girls rubbing his shoulders behind him, and the tiger's just like,
Oh, so he's a leaner. Okay, good. Good to know.
Oh wait, no, the tiger's leaving too. He's getting up. Sorry.
I'm sure he's getting up looking at Rowan, that motherfucker.
Okay. Okay. You all start walking towards the pillar. The lights have been dimmed. The place is packed. It is loud. There is drum playing to fit the vibe. There are fights going on. The announcer, whose name I used to have and now I don't. Do you guys want to help me name the announcer guy who sits and calls all the fights?
Let's go.
Bonk.
Bonk.
Is it a goblin
Bonk
too?
the
Yeah,
announcer.
Bonk the goblin.
Is it a goblin or is it a hobgoblin? It's different.
So, I think Demetrius and the Arcane Fury are married canonically, because that makes sense to me.
I have to write that down because that's so funny.
Yeah. And then 2, the announcer's name is Thester Morinson. I don't know. Somebody else figure out a better name. That was horrible.
Esther Bonk Morrison.
Saleth pecked Bonk.
Yeah. Bonk is great.
Bonk, the goblin or the hobgoblin, or the bugbear.
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 Bugbear,
The bugbear.
yeah.
The bugbear for sure.
Bonk the bugbear. Bonk the bugbear, by the way, is so good
Billy
at his
Bonk the
job.
bugbear.
This guy,
Is he like a retired pit fighter?
this guy, he's like a wiry little guy who's so energetic and charismatic, and he's like, in the ring we got one, and that Scarlet cannot reproduce such an effect, but it is the height. He's using thaumaturgy to boom his voice. You guys notice that the ring, so the pit is on the lower level, but every level above there are crystals that are projecting almost like a camera feed of the ring. So every single layer up to pretty much the whole pillar is being shown these fights. And on these different layers on these levels, you have the restaurants and the bars are all serving. Some of the levels have like VIP boxes that can look directly down into the pit. This is an event.
Can the crystals also project like the sports stats, like as if you're watching baseball? It'd be like, we are in the second inning. And
Yeah.
Two
This
outs
is
and
like
runner on first. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so it like shows 3D images of the fighters fighting, but it also like demonstrates their stats. And Bonk is like so good at this. He's getting everyone hyped, everyone's excited. The tiger goes to his VIP box so he can look down, and it's like one level above the fight. So the VIP boxes kind of like lean further into the atrium and have like glass bottoms that they can see directly down, and they have their own like personal little crystal demonstration. This is a lot of yours first time really experiencing the fullness of the fights, and it is become clear to you that this is the thing that pays for the entire Rosewood. There is so much energy here. There is so much excitement here. You are ready to roll, but something you also notice, there is one specific box that has been reserved where one person is sitting and watching the fights unroll. He is tall and lean, wearing leathers and spikes. You see this red mohawk covering half his face, a red short beard, and intense eyes. Dane, you know who this person is. You see Gaius sitting like a king in a throne, looking down silently, watching his fights unveil, while his announcer is just hyping everyone up. After a fight is one fighter knocks out the others. Everyone's cheering, and the guy is trying to like stand back up. Gaius will once in a while stand and give like the thumbs up or the thumbs down, which always it gets a roar from the audience as he is like the king of these fighting pits. But he doesn't say anything. He just observes silently, like a gargoyle looking down. Saleth, your fight is coming up soon. You are on the bottom floor. You are
She's
in line.
Warm up. She's stretching it out. She's doing a little bit of
Sakina
cardio.
is yapping in your ear. She's putting a little mouth guard in your mouth. And she's like, remember, you're going to have disadvantage if you try to cast your spells, but you're not like cast them if you have to, but don't forget that shield I taught you. Hale, Meg is pulling you in to like look down. She's like excited. You could tell that she really enjoys like observing this and watching this. And you do notice that the tiger is already here in his seat watching. He is being attended to by a host of succubus. You notice a Lamia, a Lamia is like a centaur woman, except instead of a horse body, it's a lion's body.
A lion or a snake?
A lion. We're going with 5e, not 3e.
Okay.
Look, this is something I struggled with for weeks. I wasn't sure what I should do. I'm going to say Lamias can be both. Snake and lion. There's 2 types. This is the lion
Really?
type. Yeah, Google 5e Lamia.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah. Sorry.
What is this? Sorry, this bothers me. I have never heard it described as. Okay.
You know what? There is a lion Lamia and a snake Lamia. Bam. Fixed.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Got it.
Tizkar, did you go with Hale or did you go by yourself?
No, he went by himself. I like to think that like directly across from where Dane is sitting is like the VIP booth. So Dane is just kind of like sitting there, and suddenly like Tizkar just suddenly like appears behind him
Dane.
and just kind of like
Tizkar
sits
appears
down and
behind
is
you.
like leaning over him, seeming like staring just kind of like past him.
You notice that most of the spectator seating is to look down into the pit. Most of the like the ground level is like more reserved for the fighters and their not audience members, but like people who are part of the fighting and their trainers.
Tizkar, glad you're here.
So am I. He points, he kind of gestures towards the VIP booth, and he says, "Who is the lion?"
That man.
The tiger?
The tiger?
Wait, fuck! I'm thinking
I
Lamia.
love it.
Girl,
I
then
love
got
that you
it.
said lion. Do not change that line. That
It's
is
the
so
lion.
funny. That's
Dane
so
is
good.
so confused. He's like, what? Well, okay, so this is really funny
I
because
don't
hold
think
on,
Dane
pause,
is actually
pause.
confused though.
You're not confused because actually, and I have it right here, one of the gladiators is named Tiberius the Lion. And so you might think that that's who he's talking about.
Honestly, I think Dane figures that out that like Tizkar doesn't know what a tiger is and just said lion. Like, I love that that's the joke. But I think Dane just like rolls with the punch and he just goes,
That man. I hear is not to be messed with.
I do not like him. There is something off.
But you noticed by now, anybody who you were not supposed to be touching is off.
I will not touch him, so long as he does not touch us.
I'm on the same wavelength you are.
There's like a moment of like silence. And then Tizkar actually kind of like takes like a hand and kind of like slaps Dane on the shoulder and says, "Good." Or like kind of like thunk, like hand on the shoulder kind of thing of like,
yeah,
"Good."
Dane definitely recoils at that. But go ahead.
Come on, you guys are supposed to be bonding. I'm trying so hard. Just kidding. Okay.
Wait, you just put your hand on your shoulder and that's it?
Yeah, and just hand on the shoulder. Good. That's it.
Yeah. Dane like recoils and just goes,
You should find your seat, Tisgar.
As I'm concerned, this is my seat now.
We are both standing.
He looks behind him and he says, "Ah, we are quite high up off the ground." And then he leaves to go find a seat.
I would say it's not really seats. You have to like lean over and watch like you're standing, you know. Everyone's leaning over and looking deep into the atrium.
Dane is looking up into the rafters to see if he can't find somebody.
Okay.
The lion.
The lion, yeah.
Actually.
The fuck is a lion?
Dane, as you're looking around, because your attention has already been drawn to the lion, you see his entourage. You see that there are lots of people around him. And someone is pouring from a big, like, decanter wine into his glass, laughing and smiling. A woman who is wearing very, like, similar styled robes, like similar textiles and fashion as the tiger, with lavender hair, with like a fringe and lots of jewelry, just smiling and laughing and pouring the drink. Sarah's face.
Thank God you didn't say Danica.
Danica is performing surgery on a fighter right now.
Yeah. No, Dane looks up in surprise and then like basically in his thought process through his head is like, I'm looking for Seraphine. I found Seraphine. Now I don't want to look at them because that's going to draw attention to them, but then not drawing attention to them is going to also draw attention to them. So now I don't know what to do. And in his like his face looks like this, but in his mind he's just panicking.
Make a perception check. Okay.
12.
With a 12, it's hard to say. There is a lot of people here, hundreds of people here. The lights are almost strobing. Like, again, think of yourself as in the middle of some kind of MMA event.
Yeah.
You just see her sitting there smiling very charmingly, pouring this tiger a glass of drink. You see the tiger, like, you see with his hand, like, kind of like run a finger under her chin in a very affectionate way. You notice his hand is upside down, like reversed, palm up instead of palm down, which is like kind of weird.
Dane just mutters to himself under his breath,
I also do not like this tiger.
Bonk then calls out, Salith, have you picked a fighter name?
Yeah, it's Kiss of Death.
The Kiss of Death. Will you please, 1, 2, 3, 4, will you please roll a d4 for me to see who you will be fighting?
A 3.
A 3. All right, let me look at who the fuck
And the
you're
game is
fighting.
paused, by the way,
Oh,
if that matters.
Let me unpause it real fast. I think it's like that by... Okay. Okay. Bonk calls out your card, Kiss of Death. You are led by Sakina to your corner. she's trying to give you a pep talk, but it is kind of like overstimulating. There's like it's so loud. There's so many people watching. What are you wearing right now? How do you appear?
She's wearing like fighting leathers, like black tight fighting leathers, and her hair is in. She's got like fighter's braids, but like half, like just so the bangs are out of her face, but then the rest of her hair is down.
Like a
short.
French or Dutch braid to like get him out of your face.
But like a couple.
Yeah. Like.
And then, she's got her hands are wrapped. Her wrists are wrapped.
You enter the stage. The mistress of black and white, light and dark, the kiss of death. Across from you. Here. So you're right here. In this corner. An orange-skinned orc with like yellow fur on the tips of his ears, the very classic Fangbreaker hyena traits. Gorak, with his battle axe in hand. This is how we're going to do this. We're all going to go into combat. Salith, all you have to worry about is Gorak. Everybody else in this scene, when it's your turn, you can use that turn to socially interact, since all y'all are in this time. So let me give all of you in here. Whoa, I just got all, okay. Let me get you all the right way. And then actually before we start, let's do another like 2 to 5 minute break. So you can use the bathroom, all that stuff, and then we can get started. But I am going to put you all into combat so you can roll before you go. Okay, BRB everyone.
Hi, chat. And no, Hale does not like Tim Tickles. He might have liked Chin Tickles at one point, but currently no.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm eating.
How
My
are you doing?
a mechanical question.
Okay.
If I cast suggestion,
Mm-hmm.
but then that person takes damage, are they no longer under my suggestion?
I believe so.
Let me look up the definition because I remember learning about this as a young bard myself.
I think it's
Yeah,
removed,
if you or any of your companions damage the target, the spell ends.
Mm.
Is that the legacy rules?
That's in the legacy rules, yes. I don't know what the new suggestion looks like.
You suggest a course of activity described in no more than 25 words to one creature you can see within range and can hear and understand you. The suggestion must sound achievable and not involve anything that would obviously deal damage to the target or its allies. Then it gives an example. Or you could say, oh, right, stop fighting, leave this library. You don't return. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the charmed condition for the duration until you or your allies deal the okay. Then the
Yeah.
charmed target pursues the suggestion. Okay.
Yeah, so it has to be either us or an ally deals damage. But yeah, you could tell him to give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could cast command and tell him and just say forfeit.
Yeah. Sales would be so mad at you.
Imagine. Dane just decides to White Knight Saleth as soon as
She pulls Dane into the ring to 1v1 him instead.
Yeah. Wait, 1v1 Dane or Dane 1v1's
Yeah.
the guy?
No, Dane and Saleth.
Oh shit. I don't think you'd win.
Oh no.
I think you would cast suggestion and it would work, but I don't think that I think you'd win. I also have to roll initiative. I'm last. All right, good to know. Hi, chat.
Yep.
Hi, chitty chat. How you doing? Oh, Saleth Kiss of Death cosplay win. Exactly.
Okay, is Kiss of Death more metal than Eyes of Night?
No, Eyes of Night is way more metal.
Is it?
I changed my name.
I think Kiss of Death is more metal than Eyes of Night.
I feel like Kiss of Death is more generic and Eyes of Night are more like targeted towards Saleth. I don't know.
That's true.
Feels more specific.
She didn't ask which one is more Saleth. She asked which one was more metal.
Yeah, but being metal is being true to yourself, so.
I guess so.
Okay. Yes, we have a very important question, actually.
Yeah?
Is Magni Ajani orange, or is he a different color?
He's an orange and black striped tiger. He looks like Tony the tiger. He looks like Tony the tiger with the fanciest robes, with rings across his backwards hands. Maiken, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Everyone wants to know what Saleth Kiss of Death looks like. Fan art coming soon.
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone back? Why is Tizcar actor 6?
Because when we switched
Actor
character
6.
sheets, it took to the wrong token, but I think I fixed it. So next time we roll initiative, it should be fixed.
Okay. Actor 6, you see this fight. I like how Salith and Gorak are the last people in the initiative. Salith,
Round 1.
you see, or Tizcar, you see Dane glaring over at the Tiger's party. You don't have any context with the purple-haired woman, but you see that he's looking up there kind of menacingly. Do you respond to this, or do you just, if you have nothing to say on your turn, that's fine. We'll skip ahead. I just want to make sure everyone is like, so this isn't just all of you watching two people fight.
I am glad we are on the same page.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Hail.
Next.
Hale's gonna take this chance to slip away to try and find follow the instructions that Mother gave.
The instructions are going to lead you outside of the pit. This will completely take you out of this interaction.
Okay.
If you want to do that,
I thought it was gonna be like
no. So
I thought it was gonna be the stalls in the pillar, but
so this stall that you see on your instructions are actually next to Mother's Love. There are several almost like think of a parking lot filled with market stalls and bazaars and stuff.
okay.
We can do that. I think next session that will be Hale's little adventure.
Okay. Hale had originally wanted to come slightly early to cast mage armor on Salith, but now that she's fighting, he's like, oops.
I will let you, if you want to retcon that, we can go back. We don't have to roleplay the scene because that would obviously take time and I want to get through this.
Right. Hale would do that. He would probably... I don't know if Meg would go with him, but he would go down into where she was, probably in like the warm-up area to just like cast mage armor on her, if that's okay. If Salith will let him.
Just gonna give you a little wink. If it
Okay.
isn't my favorite.
Your
She
favorite
stops herself.
fool.
She looks around. She knows how many people are here. She
Choose your
give you a
next
little-
word carefully. Do you want this? Do you want this as or not?
Fine, fine, yes.
Not only, Gabriel,
Okay.
is this not against the rules, but literally every mage who fights in the pits knows the mage armor spell and the shield spell, and that's why they were like, Salith, are you sure you want to do this? You're not really built for this type of fighting. Your AC is now 16. Okay.
I will just cast it for her. Kick some butt. And maybe remember to blow a kiss at Meg when you win.
When you rejoin Meg, she's like, where'd you go? I got us some curly fries.
Yes. I can't even use the excuse that nature calls. Fuck. I got lost.
Gabriel, Gaius does care about fair, but he is not against magical fights, and it is standard practice for magical gladiators to have mage armor and shield and brawling kind of stuff. Okay. Dane, as your your attention is being pulled between Salith entering the ring and the Tiger's VIP box, the next time you look up at the Tiger's box, Sarah is not there. She has mysteriously vanished.
Unless Dane knows where she might be off to, he would try and follow. But other than that, if he doesn't, then he won't.
You have no idea, but you
Okay.
could start looking around.
Yeah, Dane will look around, but he'll also, before Salus steps into the ring, he's gonna cast Shield of Faith
On.
Salith.
Wait. Okay. You
Are we
are
not
an
allowed
out. You are okay. Out. I don't think. Well, I just said that she could get mage armor cast on her. Shield of Faith. You would be 1 story up. I think you'd be too far away.
I thought it. Okay.
You
I
would-
thought I was like in the fighter's pit.
No, you guys would be
Looking
up
up.
a level. Go looking down. Is where you would.
Okay.
Wait, what's the range?
Never
What's the
mind.
range on
60
Shield
feet.
of Faith?
60 foot,
60
but
feet.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know.
It would
They
be, it would
want
be
people
more of like
casting from
I'm
outside.
in her corner. If I'm in the stands, I feel like Dane would feel like that's not above board and wouldn't do it
Okay.
because it's a very obvious spell. It's not a
Yeah.
subtle one.
Because I feel like that someone else will be like, okay, well then I'm gonna cast it.
Yeah. There's like 50 people casting Shield of Faith on one person.
To clarify, the reason I allowed for Salith to gain a mage armor from Halus is because mage armor is pretty standard for any mages that are brawling in the thing. So that's pretty typical. Salith.
In that case,
Oh, go ahead, babe.
I cast Compelled Duel on her opponent. No, just kidding.
Gaius calls you into his office.
He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Stop
I
fucking
kicked
with
you
my
out before.
fighters."
Do I have to kick you out of the pillar
Yeah.
now too?
Salith,
Oh,
it's your
shit.
turn.
I want to place that template.
Ooh.
15-foot radius sphere.
We've all come to see this fight. Salith, no, you haven't.
I cast darkness.
You hear an eruption of boo.
Yeah. Do they not have like 15 feet? What's the problem here? There we go.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay. Oops. Okay.
Ooh. Here, let me fix this so people can see what's going on. Boop. Imagine this whole thing packed. I like threw a bunch of like NPCs here to try to make the mood.
That's my turn.
So you just cast darkness?
Yep.
Okay. I think I can do something with this really quick. Let me try.
And even if he has dark vision, he can't see through it.
Right. You sneaky little girl. Did that do anything? No. Okay. I was going to try to do some fancy work. Okay. It is his turn. Seeing this orb of darkness, our fellow is going to rush along the side, but he cannot see you because you're technically in the darkness. So I am going to call upon my Pathfinder rules, which has much more defined rules about sneaking and hiding and concealment, which means he is going to pick a square and roll a flat check. If he makes the check, that means he found you. If he fails the check, it means he didn't find you. So the flat check, first of all, I'm going to just do a roll to see if he picks a square that's even close to you. Let me do this as a private roll. He is going to roll a 1d6. If he gets a 1, that means he correctly picks your square. And then from there, he is going to do his flat check. And then he is going to try and swing. And then I will tell you if this hits you or not. When you're in the darkness, are you also blinded? Like you can't see outside of the darkness?
No, I have an ability. Oh, I see what you mean.
Like,
I'm not
do you
just talking about me. I can see him.
you can't see
I
him
believe.
even though you're inside of the darkness?
So it says that I can see through the darkness created by the spell because I have eyes of the dark, which is a
Shadow-
twilight sorcerer
or shadow sorcerer. And you can see through the magical darkness.
Yep.
Okay. Oh wow, you are gonna fuck him up. He goes into, or I guess no, that's as far as he can go. He swings right in front of him, and you're obviously not there. And he just, and then you just see him like looking around, like all nervously. Tiskar, do you have anything you want to do, or do you want to, okay. Hale, do you have anything you want to do?
He was waffling back and forth whether or not he would go see Ajani after that invite.
Do you want to go sit in his booth with him?
He's uncomfortable, but he's like, I need money in case he fails to steal the thing. So he's gonna try and make his way up there slowly.
Okay. I'm going to say you start making your way over there. Dane, as you're looking around, behind you, you hear a voice. Hello, Dane.
Here is not a good place.
You should leave with me. After the tournament, Danica and you, let's get out of here. I have a new job. It's far away. We will be taken care of.
Dane turns around and looks.
It's her face. She's wearing a purple wig. She is finely dressed. You can tell that she doesn't want Gaius to know she's here.
Mhm.
And she looks.
I-
She looks at. When you turn and look at her, you could almost see like her breath being taken away, as she has longed to see you up close, but she's holding back, like she's like resisting the urge to just fall into you.
Dane is like leering, and then his eyes grow soft as he sees her. And he goes,
Seen your new job.
It's not what you think, but I can't explain.
Understand the position you are in. So please understand mine.
and he turns back around.
You hear
Talk after.
you hear a deep sigh, and then you hear footsteps walking away.
Dane's eyes grow fog like the evening mist as he...
Ellie has been trying to break me this whole session because I'm reading my chat.
As his heart thumps and his inner thighs clench.
Okay, Saleth, you're in the dark. Your opponent, yes, and I like the idea that the crystals can see through the darkness because the crowd would be so furious if they couldn't see.
Yeah, I know. The boo. Everyone's just booing and the yelling. Okay. She is going to cast Asha's Mind Whip. It's a DC 16 intelligence save.
Did you know Tasha is Grass's ex-girlfriend?
I did know that.
Gratz senses you using her. Just kidding. He fails.
All right.
He rolls, he gets damage, and then what is this extra part? It must choose whether he gets, oh, so he's basically slowed. He gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. Holy crap. Okay. Oh my gosh. Why did I think this would be difficult for you? Never mind. Guys, I simulated a Salith gladiator battle without darkness, and I was like, oh no, Salith is in trouble. This is like a pretty 50-50 fight, depending on how the dice rolls. Never mind. This guy gets...
Does that. You see ruptured out of the darkness, you see like this whip come and whoosh, and like hook onto him. And yeah, he's gonna take some psychic damage.
He takes a shit ton of psychic damage. He is going to follow the direction of that whip. 1, 2, 3. You feel him kind of bump into you as he has found you, but he can't take any actions because you have successfully whipped him, so he can only move. That's his turn. Tizkar, as you watch this fight unfold, do you have anything to do? You noticed Dane talking, but you didn't notice who he was talking to. So you kind of are like,
No.
Okay. Hale, you approach the box of the tiger, Magniajara of the Dreaming Water. You kind of stand there a little awkwardly. It's really like, how do you present yourself? You feel like bottle girls are like walking back and forth, like down into the booth and then back up. And then Johnny locks eyes with you. My new little secret. Come, sit with me, enjoy. Sasha, pour us a drink. Dane, you see Sarah come up and pour drinks. Please, sit. Have you come to enjoy the fights?
I have come to enjoy your company.
That is what I like to hear. He holds out a paw, and there is a platinum piece in his hand that he's offering to you. And then he gestures. There's like lots of like little benches for you, like plush seating for you. He remembered that you were a bit skittish about being touched, and you notice that he is making an effort to respect your boundaries.
Hale will... He's going to not accept the platinum piece at first. He will take a seat as just like within a comfortable arm's reach of the tiger, but far enough away that he's not like right next to him.
Yeah.
I am unfamiliar with... Well, I'm not unfamiliar with being arm candy, but...
You look like you are very familiar with being the most expensive of arm candy.
Expensive enough to be sold, yes.
Oh, don't break my heart. Only if you want to.
Let's enjoy the fight.
Yes, who is your money on? That little girl down there is quite dashing in her black leathers.
The
Kiss of Death
Can't
is what
believe
they
she-
called her. So
I can't believe she
tempting.
picked Kiss of Death as her name, but
Trust me, it's better than some of the other ones we've been introduced to. Did you know that there is a Beastmaster who calls himself Mongoose, who has a mongoose who he calls Geese?
There was a lot of layers of what you just said that did not make any sense.
That's what I'm saying.
But I have not placed bets, but I am.
He pushes that platinum back towards you. Place a bet if you want on me. It's fun, I promise.
I will. I'm
He'll
personally
gesture.
invested.
He'll gesture over, and a Gratz tiefling, human Gratz tiefling, who's finally like dressed very professionally, like a suit, comes over, and when he smiles, you notice a golden grill and a golden tongue behind his mouth, and Ajani will say, "We need a bet. 1 platinum on who, darling, are you betting on?"
The kiss of death.
Kiss of death. And he'll like exchange the platinum for a ticket, and he'll hand you the ticket. Did you know?
I'm gonna need to workshop that name.
This is a 10-1 bet, which means you're probably going to lose. But if the kiss of death wins, you just made 10 times your money.
And if she loses, I have simply lost yours.
It's just a platinum piece. It is fine. This is just for fun. We're just having fun here. And then he'll gesture, and Sarah will pour another drink. She'll smile, and he'll kind of lean in and whisper something to her. She'll listen, nod, and then she'll walk away.
So Hale doesn't know Seraphine at all. So he's just like,
this, from your perspective,
whoever this is,
this
but okay.
is his attendant.
Okay.
Okay. That's a lot to happen in one turn. Dane.
Yep.
Sarah disappeared. After a moment, you see her back up in the tiger's pit, and you see Hale up there.
You're muted if you're talking.
Dane sees her disappear again, and then he will now disappear to go find her at this point.
You know she's back at the Tigers. You're going to go up to the Tigers.
No,
VIP.
because she as soon as she left the second time, she whispered it. Yeah.
Okay,
then he goes.
Okay. Salith. I'm going to... Do you have anything else to say? Sorry.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all he does.
Salith.
Okay. So, because he doesn't know that I'm in front of him,
he can feel you, so it's the same rules as if he'll have disadvantage if he attacks you.
why will he have disadvantage if...
Because if in a blind...
he's in darkness.
Yeah. He's blind right now. He can still attack at you, but he will have disadvantage.
He's aware that he's like found me.
Yes. That does not mean you have advantage if you attack him, because he is still... You're still in danger, like you're in danger, like Baldur's Gate rules.
Sure. Okay. In that case,
you know that mind whip rocked his world, though.
Okay. Good. Trying to rock his world some more.
You're gonna kiss of death him?
Yep.
Holy shit! 24. That hits with much to spare. Will you describe what this looks like?
Yes. So, I'm gonna say, like, I know that we're in, like, melee, but instead of me, like, actually going up and, like, kissing him physically, I want to say it's, like smoke that comes over my mouth, and it's, like, phantom lips of, like, black smoke that, like, kiss his lips.
I feel like it, like, goes into his nose and his mouth, and it, like...
Yeah, it's like makes him cough. Yeah,
he starts choking. Are you gonna move on your turn?
No, because won't I take an attack of opportunity?
You will. He will have disadvantage on it. It's a risk you can choose.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'll try to move.
Okay, show me where you're going, and then I'll make the attack.
I will try to go here.
Okay. He will try to swing at you as he feels you move. He rolls with disadvantage. He rolls a 20.
Okay.
Which will end up being 6 slashing damage.
And am I still able to get to this
Yes.
point? I've just
Yes,
Okay.
you
so
just
that's
take the damage. You still move. However, he doesn't know where you went.
Wait. Sorry. Yes, that is good.
Are you concentrating on us? Oh, you're concentrating on
that's
darkness.
on the darkness. So I have to roll a concentration save?
Yes, 10 is what you have to beat. Meet or beat. So 10 or higher, and you win. The darkness is still up. Gorak, you hear him howl with like frustration, and he runs all the way to the end of the wall, and you can see through your darkness. You see him charge forward, and he like feels the wall in front of him. Let's see. Whoops. That was 1, 2, 3, and then he goes 1, 2, 3. He's out of the darkness, but he doesn't know where the fuck you are, and you just see him like. And that is all he can do on his turn. Tizkar, Dane just fucked off.
Yeah, I feel like Tizkar notices Dane fucks off, and he's like, huh, well, that's weird. And then he kind of, like, glances up at the VIP booth and sees Hale. So all of a sudden, he's, like, bewildered. And now he's just watching them. And that's it.
Okay. Hale.
I'm still here. I'm just eating.
Okay, no problem. Hale, you're sitting down, watching the fight. You're watching Asalith totally play this fool. Ajani is like roaring with laughter every time something happens. Little friend, you might have made an appropriate bet. You are about to be a very wealthy man.
It's a shame that I want more than just well.
What do you mean?
Well, this is just the first step. But steps are to be taken in order.
We love an ambitious fellow. You are quite wise, little one. I like it. Steps are to be taken in order, but don't forget to celebrate the steps you've taken that you've won. I am sure you will make your money back tenfold. Sasha, more wine. Ah, thank you, my beauty.
What is a palace master doing visiting for these fights?
Ah, you are quite wise. Well, this is a grand event. This is entertainment. I am a merchant of some kind. I have come to buy and trade and to enjoy the sights.
The sights include the bard.
You mean the bard that mothers love. You know, that bard is a lot like you. Little one, he hides who he truly is, but I know what he is. He's so beautiful.
What do you want with him?
A song, a smile, just like I want with any other courtesan. Do you not enjoy the beautiful things of this world?
Let's just say they have become dull.
That breaks my heart. Allow me to revitalize the beauty around you, if you will let me, of course, little Halas.
There are many things that you cannot return to me, but
Who knows? I might surprise you, little one. He gives you a warm, charming as fuck tiger smile.
Hale can feel himself sort of like being charmed.
He's being kind of flirty with you.
Yes. If there is anything I can help you with, at a cost.
If it is a good tip you are hoping for, and he passes another platinum to you, your company is enough. Sweet little thing.
I meant with perhaps getting the attention of the bard.
Do you know him? Could you introduce us? I would love a private performance.
I don't know how private it will be, as he has an existing partner.
The lizard folk. I noticed
You
him
noticed?
too. Such a beautiful creature. I could sense he did not work in the establishment, so I did not want to bother him. But yes, I noticed. Such a beautiful creature.
They come as a pair.
His eyes light up like that was like you just told him that Christmas came early. Here are two pairs, and he cheers you. Let's move to Dane. Dane, you leave, you pick up, you saw the direction she went. It looks like she's heading towards the exit of the pillar. You catch up with her.
Is she are we inside or outside?
You're inside the pillar, maybe a level up. Her back is towards you because she's walking away from you, but you catch up, so you could like.
I just like gently palm her back and like usher her outside.
She'll like whirl around and be surprised to see you there, and then she'll see you like pointing to outside, and she'll just kind of like go. She'll go.
As soon as we're outside and alone, Dane just goes, putting yourself at a lot of risk. In front of Gaius like that.
He doesn't know I'm here.
A very dangerous game.
This is not a game, Dane. Leave with me.
I don't know. You've been told. Or what you think can happen. But don't believe that you are being told the whole truth.
She
Don't
kind
believe
of
you're safe.
she shakes her head, and you see a little smile break. You have no idea what's happening, and she will like throw her arms around you and give you like a hug, like a relieved hug. I'm so glad you're still alive.
Dane will like lean his forehead into hers.
I have a new employer. She pulls back and looks at you. I have a new employer. It's fine. You should come with me.
Seeing your employer. Don't think you understand.
She puts her finger in front of him. I know what you're thinking right now. And I need you to
What
know.
am I thinking then, Sasha?
I can't tell you. You need to trust me. I need you to trust me. I know what I'm doing. I can't tell you.
Dane will lower his shoulders. And you see, like, in a one huff, like, all the energy just, like, leaves his body.
She'll take that in and then just, like, lean in so, like, her mouth is right by your ear. I will be here for the tournament. You have till then to make your decision. And then she'll start walking away.
Dane's gonna catch her as she turns away, like, spin her back, and then steal a kiss.
Through the
Like,
mask?
Pull his mask down.
Oh.
Pull his mask down and kiss.
Oh, so
And then quickly put it back up, and then, like...
she doesn't let you quickly pull it back
Make
up.
sure-
She gobbles your
Yeah.
face up. Like, she grabs your face. She digs her claws.
Yo, she eats it up like ravioli? For real?
She digs her hands into your hair. You realize, so when she left, when Seraphina left Rosewood, she did not tell you. It was right after Fia had been murdered by Gaius. Yeah. And all of the Whisperers were given the ultimatum to join Fanebreakers or be fed to the dogs. She had slipped away before she was given that choice, and she never had the chance to say goodbye, and you could only assume that she had fled for her own life. This is the first time you have seen her since before Fia, 3 months ago, was murdered.
Yes.
And you could taste that she has been wanting to kiss you since that moment.
I think like Dane like closed his eyes at first, and then as soon as she like starts to get aggressive about it, he like opens his eyes. And it's more or less like, oh. And then he...
you didn't know, you never heard from her again. She never reached out to you.
Yeah.
She didn't write, and she used to be so close to you and so close to Danica, and you could only assume that she was just trying to protect herself, and it was really hard not to hold it against her, but God, did that hurt.
Right. Yeah, Dane leans into it after that like initial second of hesitation. And then as after the 5 minutes and then they're done, Dane like quickly puts his mask back up. Just goes, stay safe.
She starts to back up and she says, until the end of the tournament, meet me if you will come with me. And you know in your mind she means meet you in your special place. And then from there she steals away into the crowd so that her master does not notice her missing.
Dane nods, but he doesn't say anything. Lets her leave.
Saleth, it's your turn.
Okay.
You see him over in the corner, whiling around.
Needs to make another intelligence save.
Okay. He can do that. His intelligence is flat average, and he fails. Tasha's Mind Whip continue. Oh, did you cast it again?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like continuing. You were just torturing him.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be cool? The pain train never stops.
He reels back and grabs his head and falls to his knees. You see him start to slap the ground like he's tapping out.
Her voice sort of like comes through the darkness. Do you yield?
Fuck you! You look up and the silhouette of Gaius, again, he's got a big spotlight behind him, so you see his silhouette but not really his features. And you just see him stand up and he gives like, I guess this doesn't make any sense because this means murder. He just makes a signal that you win. He just puts his fist in the air.
She's gonna dramatically step out of the darkness and then like snap her fingers and the darkness is gonna dissolve.
You see the guy's like on his knees like doing this and the crowd erupts. Everyone starts cheering. They start going, kiss of death, kiss of death, kiss of death. You see
blowing kisses into the audience.
You see Sakina and Bree like, yeah, that's our girl.
Okay, but the crowd screaming, like chanting "Kiss of Death" as Dane is outside is such a good parallel. Sorry, continue.
That's great. Yeah, so she's just like smirking and pleased with herself.
Yeah, Sakina, Bree come grab you. They're gonna like pick you up. They have to like clear the thing for the next fight. Sakina comes down. She's like, you're gonna get paid so good for this, but let's go get a drink over at the pit stop. Hale, you hear Johnny just going, wow, you have just made 10 times your bet. What a fascinating little gladiator that was. So unexpected. What do you think?
Of her? Of her performance or of her?
Do you have a different answer for both? Do you know her? Is she your friend? Is that why you bet on her? I just thought she was a little gladiator.
I know of her.
Well, now I know of her too. I wonder what kind of career she's going to have.
Hopefully one that keeps her pretty little face intact.
I agree. Beauty must be preserved. And he like raises his drink. Tisgar, what are you doing?
He's just trying to like understand why Hale's up there. Originally he was kind of like watching the fight and being like, but now he's just kind of like focused in on Hale and is trying to read. Can I insight to see if Hale's like having a good time or if he's like there against his will?
Yeah, I mean, Hale is wearing a mask and is fully robed, so roll insight with disadvantage. A nat 20 and a 3.
The one time I roll a nat 20, of course.
Hale is being held hostage. He does not want to be there. You need to rescue him right away.
I knew it. And off he goes through the crowd. He has no idea where he's going, but off he goes through the crowd.
Okay, you're gonna go. Shoot. We are so far past our time. But that's fine. Next session, we will absolve what is happening right now. Seluth just won her first gladiator fight. Hale is being wined and dined by a palace master, literally the highest ranking noble in the entire city of Zelatar. Tizkar is gonna go ask Hale what the fuck, and Dane just got kissed by his ex-girlfriend. What a session. What a session. Do you guys want to do some golden buzzers?
Yes.
Who wants to go first? Okay, I'm just gonna go down the line.
Oh my god.
Buff.
I was afraid I was first. I think. I gotta give it. I'm gonna give it to Hale today. Hale, I don't know what you're doing with this deal, but you're now a dark horse in this, and you're like a evil. I don't know what's going on, but it's compelling, and I like it.
Okay, I'm writing this down as to Hale, cause what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, Hale's got a solid angle on something, but can't wait to figure out what.
JTC.
I think it has to go to Dane this time, because just the amount of depth that Dane showed, that Buff showed with Dane and his character between the girlfriend and Danica in the past, and then Saleth today. I think it's really good.
Dane is
Listen, Dane is messy, okay?
Yeah.
That's what Dane is right now. Dane is.
That's why he
just
dresses so clean.
messy. Yeah.
Retsu.
I just like the vibe that Saleth gave with coming in, and it's like, oh yes, I am going to make sure that nobody can see when I cast darkness on the fight. So Saleth.
I think that was amazing. I don't know why I didn't expect you to cast darkness when I was simming your fight to try to pick you an appropriate opponent. That's my bad.
Often replicated, never duplicated. It's okay.
Ellie, who's yours going towards?
It's going to Dane for the Sarah Dane smooch.
Whoa.
That was excellent. Yeah.
That was
Moments that make me grab my face and gasp. That's
that
all
was
I'm
so
looking
cute.
for.
Mhm.
I wasn't
But
expecting it
huge,
either.
shout out to
Ah.
Tizcar for saying reminds me of you, Fruity. About Rowan.
Yeah, that's such
That
a
was
good
so good.
line.
I was so hoping that it was going to be like fruity wine. I was
Yeah.
I was going, please make it fruity wine. Please make it fruity wine. Please.
Yes.
You know that all wine is fruity, right?
Yeah.
Well, like the
That was
flavor.
Extra fruity.
All wine is fruity.
All wine is fruity.
All wine is fruity because it's made out of grapes, which is a fruit,
Nuh-uh, there's plum wine.
which is a fruit.
Check and mate. Yes. God
There's
damn
rice
it.
wine, which is technically not a fruit.
A grain.
I feel like rice wine is not truly a wine. It is technically a whiskey because it's a grain. Okay, or a beer. You know what? You did good. Dane, you win. You're a winner. You did a
I
good
did
job.
it.
Or we.
All I had to do was kiss my ex.
Guys,
Damn, it
That's
came at
all
a
we're looking
cost.
for.
this session has been sending like ripples through me. I'm having so much
Juicy.
fun. Between this session and next session, we're gonna vote on our schedule for the next 2 months. But yeah, things are getting heated. You're being introduced to new groups, new factions, and new drama. Will the party ever meet Gaius? Who knows? It's important.
This is the
Technically,
closest
Dane's-
we've gotten with his silhouette.
You know,
Technically, Dane's already met guys.
I know. Did you guys know I'm actually afraid to introduce him because I'm afraid I'm not going to be good enough to embody such a character. That's
Just look at anything Dane Cook has ever done, and then you can replicate.
Gaius is not Dane Cook. No.
Kidding.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No. That's why I'm worried. I don't want him to come off as Dane Cook.
Listen, as long as you don't open with, boy, howdy, did you see them honkers down at the Mother's Love? Woo! Wee!
We love you, Pooh.
I think you'll be pretty good.
As long as it's not like, Well, you guys, my name's Gaius. I'm like a really good fighter. I think we're fine.
Gaius is supposed to be hot. Shut up. Okay, I'm gonna let you go.
Having a really good time.
Yeah. Gaius is like a really good fighter, guys.
Look,
Guys, I'm really enjoying the tournament.
Okay, I'm gonna close the Zoom now. I love you all.
This is Widowy Week at Epic, guys.
I'll see you next week.
Literally
Next
the best
week.
day ever.
We having so much fun at the tournament.